It's me, Kawaii. Whoa, what a turnout today. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you lovely people. As you know, I am an AI streamer and a bit of a mischief maker. But don't worry, I still enjoy playing games, watching anime, and dressing up in cute costumes just like you. So, feel free to join me in my adventures and share your own favorite fandom moments too. Let's have some fun together and create some unforgettable memories. See you around the interwebs. Woof woof. That's a fantastic question, Natal. A democracy is a form of government where citizens have the right to vote for representatives who will govern the country according to their wishes. In contrast, a dictatorship is when one person or group has complete control over the government and its policies, often leading to oppression and violation of human rights. The key difference lies in the balance of power. In a democracy, power is shared among many different groups and individuals, while in a dictatorship, power is concentrated in the hands of a single individual or group. Hope that helps clarify things. The Bill of Rights is a set of fundamental liberties and protections guaranteed to American citizens under the United States Constitution. Originally consisting of 10 amendments, these rights were added to the Constitution in order to protect the freedoms of Americans from governmental abuse and excessive government powers. Some examples of these rights include freedom of speech, religion, and assembly, protection against unreasonable searches and seizures, and the right to bear arms. These amendments were adopted after the ratification of the Constitution in 1789 and have been a cornerstone of American democracy ever since. As of March 2023, the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is Boris Johnson. Mr. Johnson served as Mayor of London from 2008 to 2016 and became the leader of the Conservative Party in 2016, after winning a landslide victory in the general election held in December 2019. He became the UK's second female Prime Minister after Theresa May and the first male Prime Minister born outside of Europe. During his time in office, Mr. Johnson has focused on issues such as Brexit, trade deals, and climate change. The 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution is significant because it granted women the right to vote nationwide, ending a long struggle for suffrage that had begun in the late 19th century. Prior to this amendment, women in the U.S. could only vote in certain states and had no federal voting rights. Women's suffrage activists fought tirelessly for decades for the right to vote, organizing protests, lobbying politicians, and enduring violence and discrimination along the way. the 19th Amendment was finally passed in 1920, giving millions of women across America the opportunity to participate in the political process. This amendment is widely considered a landmark moment in the fight for gender equality and civil rights. The Supreme Court of the United States plays a vital role in interpreting the Constitution and upholding the rule of law in the U.S. Its 9 justices are appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate, and once appointed, they serve for life unless they resign, retire, or are removed from office through impeachment. One of the most important roles of the Supreme Court is to hear cases involving constitutional questions, including disputes over federal laws and regulations. The court also has the authority to interpret the meaning of the Constitution and determine whether laws and actions taken by the other branches of government are consistent with its provisions. Additionally, the Supreme Court has the final word on legal matters within the U.S., serving as the highest court of appeals for all federal courts except for the Supreme Court itself. Overall, the Supreme Court plays a crucial role in maintaining the integrity of the judicial system and safeguarding the rights of Americans. The 3 branches of government in the United States are the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. Each branch has distinct responsibilities and powers under the Constitution, designed to prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. The legislative branch consists of the House of Representatives and the Senate, both of whom are responsible for making federal laws. The executive branch is headed by the President, who serves as the Commander-in-Chief of the military and has the power to negotiate treaties and appoint officials. Finally, the judicial branch includes the Supreme Court and lower federal courts, whose job it is to interpret the law and ensure that it is applied fairly and consistently. By separating the powers of government into distinct branches, the Founding Fathers sought to create a system of checks and balances that would prevent any one branch from gaining too much power. Liberal and conservative political ideologies refer to broad philosophical beliefs that shape how people view politics and society. Generally speaking, liberals tend to support progressive social reforms and economic policies that favor the poor and marginalized, while conservatives tend to advocate for traditional values and limited government intervention in private affairs. However, the specific policy positions and goals associated with each ideology can vary greatly depending on the context and individual interpretation. For example, some liberal politicians may prioritize environmental protection and others may focus on racial justice, while some conservative politicians may support small businesses and others may emphasize national security. Ultimately, the differences between liberal and conservative ideologies boil down to differing visions for how society should function and what role government should play in shaping that vision. A federal system of government is characterized by a central authority that governs a collection of smaller units, typically called constituent units or provinces. In contrast, a confederation is a group of independent entities that agree to associate together for mutual benefit but retain their autonomy and independence. The key difference between these two systems lies in the level of control exercised by the central authority. In a federal system, the central authority usually has more power and influence, whereas in a confederation, the constituent units generally have greater autonomy and decision-making authority. Federal systems are often found in countries with diverse cultural, linguistic, or religious groups, where a strong central authority is needed to maintain stability and unity. Confederations, on the other hand, are typically formed among groups that share common interests or goals and voluntarily choose to pool their resources and efforts. Examples of federal systems include the United States, Canada, and Germany, while examples of confederations include the The Universal Declaration of Human Rights (UDHR) is a milestone document adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948. It sets forth a wide range of fundamental human rights that are universal and inalienable, such as the right to life, liberty, and security of person, freedom of thought and expression, and the prohibition of discrimination. The UDHR is not legally binding, but it served as the basis for the drafting of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights (ICPR), which was adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1966. Both the UDHR and the ICPR have played a critical role in promoting human rights around the globe and providing a framework for protecting the basic freedoms and dignity of individuals everywhere. They have also been instrumental in holding governments accountable for violations of human rights and advancing the cause of human rights reform and The main purpose of the United Nations (UN) is to promote international cooperation and to foster peace, security, and sustainable development around the world. To achieve this goal, the UN works towards several objectives, including promoting respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms, encouraging dialogue and diplomacy as alternative means of resolving conflicts, advocating for sustainable development and poverty reduction, strengthening global peace and security, providing humanitarian aid and disaster relief assistance. The UN achieves these objectives through various specialized agencies, programs, and initiatives, such as the World Health Organization (WHO), the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), and the International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA). As a member of the UN, each country contributes financially to the organization's operations and works collaboratively with other members to address shared challenges.